The male partner is preoccupied with injuries resulting in pain and unable to help his wife and the small children. He is anxious and depressed and at times suicidal. Wife, the pursuer, is starting to avoid him because she states it's overwhelming, he's complaining a lot, he brings her down. He feels she's not supportive and is hurt by her withdrawal. Any thoughts on how to best help them?
Well, of course, we hope that everybody in his situation heals. The couple has to come to terms with the temporary experience of an injury, or in fact, the long-term new normal that they're in together. Anybody's injury, his, her, their injury becomes a relationship dynamic. He's unable to contribute as much in the household and in the family function, so more falls to the partner. So there are all kinds of reasons that the couple therapist has to help this couple come to terms with and process and accept their new norm. Hopefully it's a temporary new norm, but as we all know, with cancer diagnoses and traumatic brain injuries and injuries from being a first responder or service member, all kinds of reasons that injuries unfortunately become permanent. So the couple has to really be conscientious, and the couple therapist has a very important role to play in helping the couple reset their interactional pattern and reset their relational norms, and including when the partner needs to be a caregiver and when the partner needs to go back to being the partner and the peer. And when the person with the injury is accepting of the caregiving as I'm the injured, I'm the patient, versus when I go back to being a peer in my love relationship. So there's all kinds of dynamics to address in terms of the emotional resetting, the recalibrating emotionally and interpersonally. Again, both the intrapsychic that we're so famous for in EFT dealing with, as well as the interpersonal, the within each partner, as well as the between. That's where I would want to be helping them stay in the process within themselves and between the two of them about how are we doing coping with our new norm, and how can we take in each other's experience of the new norm, not for the one who's injured to be blamed or faulted, of course not, just to adjust to the new reality together. Adjusting together is the whole point. And I mean, I'm not trying to simplify EFT to adjusting together. That's the whole point of EFT. The whole point is to make our individual experience relational. And couples get distressed when they can't do that, which is why we work with their blocks and the moments they can't make it relational. Couples do better when they can confide in each other, regardless of what needs confiding, when they can turn to each other and make their experience relational, and they can be together in each person's pain or each person's experience, they're going to fare better with whatever they're having to adjust to and cope with. That paradigm of individual coping versus shifting into a relational coping paradigm.
Part of it is he begins to talk about some version of his anxiety and depression and pain, and she's able to respond to that, and that she can talk about her overwhelm, and that that's equally valid and relevant, and that he responds and becomes the antidote for her too. It has to go both directions.
It does eventually, but I am sensitive to, I can't expect a person who's been injured and gone through a trauma of an injury, whatever it might be, to take in his partner's pain of doing more at home. So timing matters, pacing matters, attunement matters, sensitivity to each person's individual context. This is where a support group for each person can be really helpful to help each person individually adjust and get support adjusting to the new reality. Then there'll be a time when they're each strong enough to be able to share and hold each other's distress from this new norm.
I guess that makes me think that the role of the therapist is elevated even more to temporary secure attachment for each of them, that you as a therapist can lean in and help the wife to cope with those feelings of overwhelm.
Yeah, not only with the feelings of overwhelm, but their inability to share that overwhelm with their injured partner right now.
I see. Both. Yeah.
Both. This isn't an unusual circumstance where we can't just turn right away and share, oh my gosh, what does this mean about me? When my partner is the one really in pain and suffering.
I see.
And so we do prioritize the one who's been injured until we can then, everyone's adjusting, and then we can recalibrate and reset the relationship's new norm.
For more hot tips on emotionally focused therapy, go to theeftcafe.com and sign up for our newsletter, where you will receive short little clips like the one you just watched.